This is real simple, baby. It's gonna make you really excited. You're gonna see how simple this is.
It's gonna make me swallow my tongue.
No, well, the bread might.
Brothers Bistro. Recipes so simple, even a dude can make it.
Hi, I'm Skinny Kenny.
I'm Musclehead Kev, and we're the Klar Brothers. Welcome to Brothers Bistro.
Here for your health.
I don't know if that goes with this though, because it's bread. We're doing bread.
That's true.
My brother's got me off road, and we're doing bread, but we want to make sure we take you along on this little journey.
Right.
It's kind of a fun thing. It's a little bit of a science experiment,
For
right?
sure, for sure. So for the next 7 days, we're gonna take you on an adventure with us, how to make a sourdough starter. And then, hopefully after the end of the 7 days, we'll use that starter to make a nice loaf of sourdough bread.
Yeah, we have no idea if it's even going to work.
We've got a couple of references that we're going to use. We got a starter kit, which we'll show you in the next episode, and we got a little instrucciones off the YouTube machine.
Yeah. So if you hang with us tight, we're going to lay out all the little implements, show you our little package that we got in the mail, and then get started.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Hey, they thanked me.
You didn't even pay for this, knucklehead. Yeah, so we got this from a cool on Amazon, overnight kind of thing.
And I know the Benacinis personally.
You do?
Yeah, they sent me a thank you note.
Are you sure it's not Benacinis? Benaci. Okay, so let's tell them what comes in it. Here, I'll read the instructions back here. So it comes with a 6.5 by 3 inch jar.
With a lid.
With a lid, right? It also comes, that's the metal lid, it also comes with a breathable cloth cover, which allows for proper airflow in and out of the jar, keeping potential contaminants away. Additionally, retains moisture on the surface of the dough, preventing it from drying out. Okay, and then we got a stirring stick, silicone spatula is what they call it. The silicone spatula is a handy tool for mixing flour and water. Then we got a thermometer.
Oh.
Show them the thermometer.
I'll show them the thermometer. My brother's going to show us how to put that on here in a minute.
Clean the glass area where you want to attach the thermometer, and it's got a little self-adhesive backing. We got our date-marked feeding band.
This is going to go over the top down here.
Yeah,
We're going to be able to check it out.
So apparently it's got dates on it and stuff too. So
what is it? It's Saturday.
You adjust the band horizontally to indicate the specific day and time of your feeding, and adjust the band vertically to mark the initial feeding level. That'll be handy.
Okay, so
Okay.
I don't know how exactly
we'll figure it out. And then we got our sourdough scraper.
Yep,
Kevin
this is our
was
scraper.
anxious to show everybody this minute.
Yeah, my brother just.
So that is our premium sourdough starter kit.
All right.
When we come back, we're going to show you.
No. You got to set up our little jar here.
Oh, okay. Hold that. Okay, here's the jar. So
we're gonna keep this part showing. This is the milliliters amount in the jar, and then beside it here, we're supposed to put this little thermometer, and it's heat sensitive, so it'll get color. You can see the color changing right there a little bit. So apparently it'll tell us how warm it is. We don't really know anything about this, so we're gonna learn with you. And then I think this thing goes over.
It does.
Over the whole thing like that.
Yep, it does.
Well, this seems pretty simple.
Right, this meets your criteria.
And we don't even need this one because it doesn't come in for 3 days.
Okay, let me walk you through this. All right, so what we got is unsweetened pineapple juice.
We've already.
Main thing is you don't want any sugar added, is what they say.
So this says 100% juice, no sugar added.
Yeah.
And then we put in just a few tablespoons.
3.5 tablespoons.
No, that's the flour.
Oh, that's the flour. 3.5 tablespoons of water and a quarter cup of pineapple juice. We'll put the instructions on the side.
Yeah, Vanna, put it over here.
Yeah, exactly. And then we got the water. Purified water doesn't come into play, as my brother pointed out, until like day 4 or 5.
But we just wanted you to see that's all you're really going to need, and we are going to add a little more flour as we go.
And we're using
a little more pineapple.
And we're using our cloth cover because we want this to breathe a little bit. But this cloth cover will keep out contaminants and whatever else might be floating around in your house.
Okay, so hang on, because the next shot we're going to do, that's the mixing experiment, right? That's when we mix this whole thing up.
That's right. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Here we go. So let's add in the dry ingredients so we don't spill this stuff all over the place.
But he did it anyway.
We even managed to
spill it. So then we put in our unsweetened
pineapple juice, this quarter cup.
And I had to shake it too.
Yeah. You got to make sure it's shaken. And of course, we cleaned out our mixing thing here. It looks okay.
Look at that. It's actually not much in there. Look, let me look at it at the side. Hold it up to the side. Wow, yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can scrape it down off the walls.
All right. And then when we're done here, we're just gonna put our cover on, right? And set it aside.
Right, that's right. Set it aside.
And he's got our, explain our adjustment that we did with our band.
Yeah, okay. Hang on, I'm gonna get this kind of in a spot down here so it's kind of clean.
And then in a couple of days, we're gonna add more flour and more juice.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so what we did was we got this handy dandy band with our kit, starter kit, and we decided to use this little measuring thing on the glass as our date reminder. So we got our Saturday, today's Saturday, we got it lined up.
Saturday at what time?
And
It has a time on there.
We could rotate it over here. It's about noon, right?
Yep.
Okay, and then we're gonna slide this down so that it is about the level of our yeast, right?
It's way down there at the bottom, buddy.
Yeah, so that's close enough because we're not really worried about it right now. That's more about when you're feeding it and stuff.
Okay.
So
then you're gonna put your little cover on there.
Put our little cover on here, a little last.
Hand me your implements. Here, we'll give her this stuff.
Okay, they don't make it easy on you. Just the right size.
Wow, like a glove it fits.
Yeah, just the right size. Okay, so that we're gonna set aside in a warm place, it said, right? In a warm place. So we happen to have a warm spot here in the kitchen. It's not too warm, it's 75 or whatever.
Well, but it's cold outside, so if we were doing it in like California, it probably wouldn't matter as much, but
and
places
when it gets cold at night here, so we wanna make sure it's in kind of a warm spot. We are in our first mixing session. We're supposed to stir this 3 times a day for the next few days. So we started a little late, so we're mixing it in, and we noticed that the sourdough starter seems a little dry. So we're gonna take matters into our own hands.
We're taking some liberty here.
And we're gonna add in some more pineapple juice. So remember, it's only flour and pineapple juice in this thing. And hopefully we don't get it too wet, but stir it up here.
Wow, it's wet now, buddy.
Right. Well, we're thinking that it was a little too.
You see, move your big mitt.
It's a little too wet maybe now, but.
And so then tomorrow at some point, or 2 days from now, we're gonna add a little more flour, a little more juice or something like this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is supposed to go 48 hours, stirring it 3 times a day. I can smell the pineapple juice.
Can?
Yeah. Okay, well that certainly looks better.
Yeah, definitely liquidy, more liquidy, more.
And I think after day 2 we add more pineapple juice and more flour.
Yeah.
So there you are. You want to put the lid on that?
And we'll put it back in that warm spot. That was harder to put on than it.
Yeah, it's pretty tight.
I was blaming my bro. And
not as dumb as you look, huh?
No. Oh no, man, that sucker. I gotta get my.
You gotta be smarter than the lid.
Finger under the thing.
I think it'll stretch out over time. I put that thing on a couple of times.
All right, got
There.
it.
Woo! 48 hours have passed. See how we got our new baking unis on.
Yeah.
What do you think, bro?
Jury's still out. What do you guys think?
You look like Neil Peart. You got your glasses went through your little label there. Okay.
Is that okay?
Okay. So we got our starter. We've been stirring it 3 times a day for the last 2 days.
And they told us that it probably wouldn't look like anything was happening for a couple of days, right?
It definitely looks like there's some zeta bubbles on the side. And now we're gonna feed it 2 tablespoons. Can you see that?
Yeah.
2 tablespoons of pineapple juice. I'm gonna shake up the pineapple juice. Make sure it's all shaked up.
Shook.
Shake it up, baby, now. Well, we're gonna have to pour it and just hope for the best. 2, 1.
And how much of the flour?
2. Same amount.
Well, man, I can't use that.
We can use the other side. 1. And I'm adding a little bit more because we added some extra pineapple juice.
We were worried about it wasn't very
a
liquid.
little dry. Yeah. A little
Okay,
dry.
so let's put this off to the
I
side.
gotta stir it up. Stir it up. And we gotta do the same thing for another 48 hours. We're gonna stir this 3 times a day. This looks brown. I think that's because we're using wheat flour as opposed to regular flour, white flour.
Sure.
Okay. So I'm going to stir it vigorously, it says, and we're.
So what is it doing temperature-wise on the side? Let's look at how's our volume indicator?
Our temperature is 70 degrees.
72, maybe.
And we gotta scrape down the sides.
And then we're gonna move our band so that it's at the level, and that's how you tell if it's growing, right? Because it will grow a little.
Yeah, should grow. So.
All right, so hang with us another couple of days, and you know we're probably gonna do something tonight. I don't know what we're gonna do exactly, but we're gonna do something tonight.
Yes.
Because this didn't take us very long, so we're gonna put together some sort of meal.
Let's get our band to the right area there, right at the bottom.
Okay.
Okay. And that's it. That's your task. You just got to keep stirring vigorously every.
No, your task is to turn on the post notifications.
Right.
Hit the subscribe and give us a big thumbs up.
And when we come back next time, we should see ample evidence next time of this thing starting to ferment.
All right.
We're gonna check our yeast. This is.
Don't let your yeast loaf.
Okay. We've done two. This is the third
it's like 36
day.
hours. It's like 36 hours.
Third day, third feeding. Or third,
no,
third
it's only the second day. It's only the second day, right?
No, yesterday was the second day. The day that was the first day.
Oh, right. This is
right?
48 hours
so this
plus.
is the third day, the third feeding, right? And we're gonna go one more day after today before we start.
We added some
the next
already.
step.
Okay.
The next step.
Because we added some in already. That was the 48-hour thing, and then we've been another 12 hours or so since then.
Okay, so let's check it out. Whoa! Look at that, buddy.
What's it doing? Now, I can't see.
Can you see in there?
Yeah, look at the bubbles. Look at the bubbles.
Okay, the bubbles, and it's soft and jiggly. And look, we put our thing down here.
Look at the thermometer. It's 76 degrees, buddy.
Yeah, it's 76 degrees.
So that's
wait,
like.
Wait, I was going to tell you, we put this tape down at the top, and now it's up here.
So we got to move it up.
Up here.
We got to move it up, and our thermometer is.
Our thermometer
is at least 2 to 4 degrees up, right?
Yeah, we got to.
Why did you pull that off?
Because it was coming off anyway. It's just
that's
it's just
the
a
cover.
plastic.
I thought you pulled the thermometer off. That's funny.
So
it's like 76 degrees. So it's up a couple of degrees, and it's definitely expanded.
Showing signs of fermentation.
Yeah, it's not. It's still liquid, but it's not watery.
Right. Step 3 of 4 steps. So we think we got about another 24 hours or so before we can actually start making some bread.
So yeah, we're gonna try to make some bread before we go head out of Dodge.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, today we're gonna add a little water and we're gonna add a little more flour.
Right. Let me make
to
sure
our mix. But no more of the pineapple juice.
So you can kind of see that's kind of notification that it's an active thing. You can see the bubbles bubbling up there.
The yeast is active.
We cleaned our jar, just FYI, because what we're realizing as we're looking at different recipes is a lot of them call it out in grams, and we wanted to know what the empty weight of the vessel was. So we emptied it out in this small bowl, and we cleaned out the jar, measured it, weighed it, and then we put it back in. So
just to get an idea.
Yeah.
Because when we add to this, this recipe we're following is called tablespoons, but if it added to that, you could put it on the scale and you could zero it out and then add it that way too.
Measured by grams. Grams is a little more accurate. Okay, so we're gonna add 5 1/4 tablespoons of flour. This happens to be whole wheat. We're starting with whole wheat flour. I think
3.
You could probably add all-purpose flour if you desired. 5 1/4.
5
and a little bit. Okay, and then 3 tablespoons of water.
1,
a 2,
a 2,
a 3.
3.
That's how many licks it takes to get to the gooey center of a charm blow.
Okay, so he's mixing it up. Kind of like we did it before. It's a little bit more
dry. Yeah, I think we should add a little bit more water. So let's add a little bit more water because I think it needs to be.
My brother's guessing. He acts like he's done this before, but
I haven't done it before, but I've watched a lot of videos. There you go. Okay, and now we're gonna let this sit for another 24 hours. And then we'll go to the final step, which is adding a half a cup of whole wheat flour and a quarter cup of purified water. Remember, the water needs to be purified.
In there?
Yeah. Woo! Okay,
Wow.
this is our final
I
shot.
feel like a baker, buddy.
We're up
He
early.
got us up early.
Yeah.
We're down there. Look at our meatloaf. I mean our bread loaf.
I've noticed a bunch of these bakers that do all these sourdough. They have a name for their starter. So we're gonna name our starter too. Shall we ask the crowd? For now, we'll call him Stanley.
Stanley
starter. Okay, we got.
But if you guys come up with a better name, we're open.
We added the last little bit. I think it was 4 or 5 1/4 cups. We'll put the recipe in. There's only 4 steps. We'll put it in the side here so you can see it and follow along. And we got up this morning and it had doubled in size.
Yeah, it rose in the middle of the night. My brother was worried about his baby, and he came checking on it, and it rose up, and then it retracted a little bit. So we hope it won't
which
matter,
is
but
ideally when you're baking with bread. Now we're gonna start to use this with bread, but when you're baking with bread, you'd like to feed it the way I fed it yesterday, and catch it on its way up.
And so how many hours was it into it?
It was about 4 hours in, and they say it's about 4 to 6 hours.
We went a little long.
And we went a little long because we were sleeping. So we got up as early as we could stand it, and we're gonna make some bread with this thing, and we're gonna just see how it goes because it's our first time. But
so
that's it. Voila!
When we come back, we're gonna do a scale. We're gonna pull out our measurement of what we're gonna use.
Well, they're not coming back. This is the end of the episode.
So you get what you get, guys. Right. Hey, this is how you do your starter.
Well, we've got an active starter. We've got a healthy active starter, and you're gonna want to feed it again before you use it for an actual bread making. Yeah, bread recipe. But you've got an active starter. Mission accomplished.
Okay.
Right. And
even 2 Stooges can do it.
Even 2 Stooges can do it. It took us about a week. We started about 7 days ago, and here we are. We've got our active starter. It's a little smelly. It's got nice stuff on top. It smells good. Woo! It smells a little alcoholic.
All right. So that's it. We'll see you on the next bread loaf experiment. Right?
Don't let your bread loaf. Klar Brothers Bistro. Out.